Okay, so people have been making incredible Halo ships in Starfield. Let's take a look at the best ones, complete with build guides in some cases, so you can have a crack at making a UNSC frigate for yourself. And hopefully do better than my efforts. Shocking. First up, we have this, a monstrous Halo frigate by Starfield player, A Wild Ride Home. It's a recreation of the UNSC, or United Nations Space Command ship, the Savannah. This is a Paris-class heavy frigate that fought during the fall of Reach. So it's got a loss on its record, but don't let that colour your perception. It's still pretty cool. Here's what the Halo version looks like, which is remarkably similar to what the creator has managed to capture. And the best thing is you can create this for yourself without mods. So yes, if you're on Xbox, you can make this ship. The size constraints mean some of the dimensions are a little off though. Starfield only gives you 80 meters to work with, and you can only make your ship 6 floors high maximum. So it's obviously not as big as a full-size UNSC frigate, which can house hundreds of people, but it's still amazing as a miniature. It's even got a functional MAC, in other words, a magnetic accelerator cannon. In the Halo universe, this fires ferric tungsten rounds at supersonic velocity. In Starfield, it's made up of 6 Gauss cannons and has so much firepower, it needs 2 reactors to juice it up. This is the only thing though that the creator of this ship had to use a mod for, because in default Starfield, you only get 1 reactor. So if you did want to make this on Xbox, you'd have to use slightly less Gauss cannons. Also an interesting thing, but someone on Reddit pointed out how the ship was asymmetrical, as it had too many engines on one side, which led A Wild Ride Home to revisit the actual ship blueprints and make it symmetrical, more like the frigate we see in Halo Reach. You can use these blueprints to recreate the ship for yourself in your game. As for components, it makes a lot of use of the Deimos components. You can buy these from the Deimos Star Yard orbiting a moon of Mars. Next up, this is the UNSC Savannah by creator, a drunk German. Here's a shot of it in the game, and here's what the real thing looks like. Again, really close, so great job to a drunk German here. The UNSC Savannah uses the SAO 6110 engines, which you can buy from the Stroud Eklund Star Yard. This is orbiting Dalvik in the Narion system. 4 of these engines it uses, in fact, meaning you'll really need a big reactor to power them. The particular reactor this one uses is called Fuser DC402. Again, it's unmodded, so you won't need any more parts than what the vanilla game contains in order to make this. But there is a way Xbox players can use a cheeky little exploit to hack ships and remove some of the limitations. Basically, you can use a cheat to ignore ship errors on PC, save the game, then load that same save on Xbox using the cloud. To do that, first download the cheat engine program for PC Starfield. Next, use the ignore errors cheats, add whatever you want to your ship that would ordinarily flag up a bunch of errors, and save the game. Now wait a few minutes so the save is available on Xbox, then simply sync your save and play on Xbox. Players are using this method to do things like have multiple reactors and more weapons than you feasibly could have. The only downside is, apparently, if you want to edit that ship again, you'll need to load the game on PC again and use cheat engine. I say apparently because I haven't tried this myself, as I don't have an Xbox, but I've been seeing players do this, and it does look legit. So if you want to bolt a ridiculous array of stuff onto your ship, give this cheat engine tip a go. Another UNSC frigate, this one is called the Grafton by player I08_127. The UNSC Grafton makes use of a hack people are using to clip together parts that shouldn't normally be able to be clipped together. And again, you can do this both on PC and console, no mods required. Basically, all you do is select a part, try and attach it, and you'll see it's turned red. So move the part away, flip it by pressing Y, then inch it back very slowly, and press Y each time you get closer. So inch it, press Y, inch it again, press Y. Eventually, the ship part should attach. What you're basically doing here is fooling the game into making the part fit. But it does work, and the part fits eventually. I won't say it works with every single part, though. I have tried this with a few parts, and they just refuse to clip in. But right now, it works, and it can look really good. It can also look really weird when you zoom in and see your ship part clipping through another bit, but it really opens up the shipbuilder and gives you more options. Because, I mean, if you want to make an abomination of a ship where all the parts are clipping straight through each other, in my opinion, you should totally be able to do that. Starfield creator Dom Griff calls this UNSC frigate in Amberclad, which is the same name as the ship Commander Miranda Keys piloted in Halo 2 during the Battle of New Mombasa. That famous cutscene where Master Chief gives the Covenant back their bomb, then heads into the UNSC frigates, that was in Amberclad. Dom Griff says all parts are Demos or Hope Tech and C-Class, except for the engines, which are all A, so they could use 6 of them instead of 4. They also say they use the glitch that bolts on part when they're not meant to be there, so in Amberclad has 2 more Power 4 turrets than it's supposed to. But the rest are Power 3s, and apparently they absolutely shred anything remotely forward of the bow. By the way, if you did want to remove shipbuilding limitations on PC, you don't have to actually download mods. You can do so with the console. Try these commands on screen. So open the console, copy and paste these all in at the same time, and see if these work for you. It's as simple as pasting these in, and you can make the shipbuilder do what you want it to. This creation by Starfield player Dragonfire captures the essence of any Halo frigate, and that's looking like a massive gun in space. It uses mostly Demos parts, as Demos just really seems to lend itself to making Halo frigates, and these are sourced from 2 places. The first is Hopetown, and you can find Hopetown on Polvo in the Valo system, so head to the Hopetown vendor and buy their Demos stuff. And you can also find other parts for this build in your outpost shipyard. So the big landing pad you can build for your outpost, interact with the terminal that comes with it, and you can buy some more ship parts there. The Mac gun is my favourite aspect of this build. To make a Mac, you want to add as many Gauss cannons as you can. All of them firing off at once gives you the equivalent of Mac level firepower. Onto this UNSC frigate by creator Pizza Man. Really nice build, this one. Now, Pizza Man says there's no one best place to grab parts, so you're pretty much going to have to hop around the galaxy to get what you need, but they say what you should be looking out for are, of course, Demos and also Nova Galactic. Demos parts are found in UC territory, while Stroud Eklund, Hope Tech and Teo parts are in the Freestar Collective territory. You can see the name of who owns what territory in the upper corner when hovering over a star system. Okay, this one's not technically a frigate, but it is UNSC built, owned and operated, so we're gonna let it slide. It is, of course, the Halo Pelican, and the creator Steaming Hot Data Dump has gone to the trouble of laying out step-by-step instructions. And these are in the form of a sort of Lego build tutorial. Really impressive work, not only on the build, but also those instructions. The parts they used were from 2 vendors. These are found in Red Mile and also the Jemison vendor in New Atlantis. It uses the Mantis ship as a baseline, so if you wanted to do this for yourself, do the Mantis quest line, get the ship for free as part of the quest reward, then you can use some of those parts to build this Pelican. Should be the easiest one to follow of the lot, because not only do we get these instructions listing every single specific part you need, but also this is the smallest ship in this video, so not really that many parts to it really. Very handy. Onto this one by creator Eclipse Wildthorn. Lovely attention to detail here. They mostly use the Teo parts, especially the very versatile Teo Habs, as they have a top, mid and a bottom version. You can find the Teo parts in Neon, which is right at the end of the street in the Raysian Industries building. Take the elevator down and you can go to their HQ to buy their specific parts straight from the vendor. In order to make the Mac, Eclipse says, put 2 railguns down in the Mac cannon railway and a couple of rocket launchers on the side of the top rail, with 3 ballistic turrets on the starboard, port and aft areas for 360-degree coverage. And this makes it so you can simulate those scenes in Halo where everything is opening fire in all directions. This is the UNSC War Pig by creator Zog the Hog. I really like this one. Now, it's not based on any Halo frigate in particular, but it uses the design philosophy of them as a sort of jumping off point to inspire this build. And it really does nail the look. Zog the Hog more impressively done this without mods. All stock parts. And they say that they're currently working on another UNSC frigate, the Heart out of Midlothian, a halberd-class light destroyer that served in the Human Covenant War. This one appeared in the Halo Legends short film and Halo Evolution stories. Onto this offering by Quirky Rooster 5281. They have really done a good job of trying to bend the Starfield ship creator to their insane will. For instance, they say they tried to make the reactor look like a mat gun by putting a spaceport on it, as they just felt like the cannons were too tiny. So the mat gun isn't actually functional. Think of it like one of those caterpillars that has massive fake eyes on its back to pretend it's a snake. It's not actually dangerous, but it definitely looks like it. Quirky Rooster 5281 says they spent a few hours on this and that all the parts used are available at New Atlantis. So there you go, UNSC Frigate in Starfield. A bunch of really talented creators are doing amazing work right now. Really, really impressive stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, and for more Starfield videos, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to leave you with some more Halo frigates because you just can't have too many. See ya.